So now, as you can see, we had a bigger space here, so I kind of tried to balance this tooth. I didn't want it too far tweaked, but I wanted it to fill up the space, as much as possible. So I tilted it slightly here. Since this is in the front, I tried to close this front gap more than the distal for aesthetic reasons. Some people talk differently. It may not matter in a normal patient as much. And then I also you can see how it follows what I talked about before. It follows a nice curvature of the arch. These tend to be just a tiny bit higher up than the mandibular incisal edges, more in line with the premolars. So that looks pretty good. It's clean. It's been cleaned up. I just kind of set them in and got them in the arch. There's no real specific way to do it. You may have to adjust them a little bit later, but the next thing I would do right after this would be to adjust, assuming I'm happy with this, which I'm pretty happy. I'm going to clean up some of these embrasures and everything before I turn it in. But next thing we want to do is we want to get these canines into basically to fit in our excursive movement. So the way we do that is we're going to heat it up, and let's see, this one fell off, so I may need a little more wax in here. Normally you just heat up the wax here, and then while you're in excursives, you basically bring the canine down into contact with both the canine and that first premolar. So basically here we're in excursives, and I brought this down to be in contact with both of them. And a lot of times it's easier to use an instrument. So once I have the tooth where I want it, to where it's touching both of those teeth, then I'm going to go ahead and obviously re-lit it down because I don't want to go anywhere.